everyone to Season 2 premiere of Love Unfiltered. I'm so excited to kick off another season with all of you, diving into even deeper conversations, real stories, and meaningful insights about love, relationships, and everything in between. Whether you're a longtime listener or tuning in for the first time, we're so glad to have you join us as we continue exploring the complexities of human connection. Today's episode is especially close to my heart, and I can't wait to get started. Now, I'm beyond excited to share that this season we're diving deep into a topic that's incredibly important for all of us: mental health and its impact on relationships. Mental health plays such a huge role in how we connect, communicate, and navigate our bonds. Whether it's the way we show up for each other or how we cope with challenges together, we must bring these conversations to the forefront. So in this season, we'll be unpacking the intersection of mental health and relationships, offering support, strategies, and real-life stories. I can't wait to explore this with you all as we work toward fostering stronger, healthier connections. So today we're exploring the transformative power of couples therapy, whether it's right for you, its benefits, and how to approach the idea of therapy with your partner. I have invited students from diverse backgrounds to share their unique perspectives on love, relationships, and everything in between. Let's go around and meet everyone. Please state your name, classification, and major.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm class of 2028, and my major is digital media studies.
My name is Kimani. I'm class of 2028, and I am majoring in sociology.
My name is Kayla. I'm class of 2028 also, and my major is bio pre-med.
All right, and you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to be with me today.
No problem.
Of course.
All right, let's get started. What is couples therapy? Couples therapy is a professional guided process where partners come together in a safe and supportive environment to work on understanding each other better, resolving conflicts, and building stronger, more meaningful connections. The goal is to improve communication, address underlying issues, and foster healthier interactions. Whether it's through learning new tools to handle disagreements or gaining insights into each other's needs and emotions. It's not just about fixing problems. It's about creating a foundation for long-term growth, trust, and intimacy. Couples therapy helps partners navigate challenges, strengthen their bond, and deepen their connection. Couples therapy, also known as relationship counseling or marriage therapy, began to gain popularity in the mid-20th century. The practice emerged out of the need to address marital issues and family dynamics, especially at a time when societal views on marriage and relationships were shifting. One of the pioneers in the field was Dr. Virginia Satir, who focused on family therapy and communication patterns in the 1950s. In the 1960s and 70s, therapists like Dr. John Gottman and Dr. Harville Hendricks further developed approaches to couples therapy, with a focus on communication skills and understanding emotional needs. Today, couples therapy is widely accepted as an essential tool for couples looking to strengthen their relationships or resolve conflicts. It plays a significant role in promoting healthy, communicative partnerships and is no longer solely seen as a last resort option. Whether couples are seeking help for minor conflicts or significant issues like infidelity or communication breakdowns, therapy offers a safe space for growth, emotional healing, and learning how to navigate complex dynamics together. It's increasingly recognized as a proactive and valuable investment in maintaining and nurturing relationships. It's important to note that couples therapy isn't just for those in crisis. While many seek therapy during difficult times, it's also a valuable tool for couples who want to strengthen their bond, improve communication, and deepen their connection. Therapy can help partners develop a better understanding of each other, build emotional intimacy, and learn healthier ways to navigate conflicts, even in the absence of major issues. It's a proactive approach to creating a stronger, more resilient relationship and fostering long-term happiness and growth together. What are your guys' thoughts?
Oh man, that's a lot, but nah, that's actually really good though. But I think that couple therapy is like really needed, especially today. Like I'm not gonna lie, because like you be seeing all that stuff about like, oh, I know I probably can't curse on here, but they be like, oh, my little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like my little, yeah. So and it's like I think that social media really kind of dims or waters down relationships a lot, and I think that couples therapy is really helpful for the fact of like it allows you to open up and understand each other more instead of just like having a surface level relationship, instead of like, you know, sitting there and just, you know, I guess like letting social media decide the flow of how you love somebody or how you should love somebody. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Kiki. Honestly, nowadays social media really ruins relationships a lot, which is why a lot of people I know personally likes to keep their relationships off of social media. But when it comes to couple therapy, I think you have to get to that extent first. Like both parties have to be willing to want to put in that effort, to want to get to know like deeper of what their relationship is to get to that level, because there's a difference of just wanting to work stuff out, and there's a difference of wanting to actually dive deeper into what the root of the problem is or how to solve it.
Yeah, like commitment type.
Y'all kind of took what I was going to say, but I feel like it's only going to work if both partners want to make it work. Can't be one-sided. Can't, I don't know. And what y'all was saying, I think y'all was trying to say like social media influences relationships. Like they try to make it seem like what it's not. Like it's something different off of the internet, but then they make it seem like it's so good on the internet. And I don't know. They try to base their lives off of what other people are doing, and couple therapy is needed nowadays.
And like with therapy, I'm not saying it's an age requirement for it, but I feel like at the age we are, relationships is just not number one priority. So like wanting to do couple therapy at such a young age, like how we are in college, we should be worried about focusing on our classes and everything, not trying to have something that's stressing you out work. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. I would say one point that you made is people comparing their relationships to other people's relationships. And in the previous episodes, that is one thing that you should not do. Because you end up comparing your relationship to someone else and you try to fit what they're doing. But every relationship is unique and different to its own structure, its own pattern, its own makeup. And if you try to copy someone else, you're just going to cause yourself unneeded stress.
Exactly.
All right, anything else you guys want to say?
I guess like also like relationship therapy can also be like a look in towards not just the relationship but also you, because like I feel like relationships cause you to look within yourself because you're connecting with someone on such a deep level. So it kind of makes you look at yourself as well, and like what you need to change as a person, or like what flaws or imperfections that you have. And I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying, small stuff, but like stuff that can really like affect your relationship and stuff like that. Things that will, you know what I'm saying, hurt or harm your partner or yourself in the, you know what I'm saying, process. So I think that it can also be like an introspection towards you and like how you communicate, how you use your love language, or how you express yourself within the relationship. So I think that it's a good place to like be open and vulnerable, so that your partner can understand like, oh, like we are different, but like we can work with this.
And there's nothing wrong with going to therapy at all. Like therapy can actually, like, if you get a third party opinion and get feedback, sometimes, especially like when it comes to writing, for example, because I'm a writer, when I get feedback and have someone look at my writing, a lot of times it's good to get that constructive criticism, because it kind of opens your eye to something you didn't really consider. So when it comes to relationships, when you get a therapist's opinion and feedback, they'll tell you something, you're like, wow, I didn't think of it that way.
Right.
So I think therapy is definitely very beneficial for couples, young and old. All right, so what are the benefits of individual and couples therapy? Individual therapy offers a wide range of benefits, including improved self-awareness. Therapy helps individuals better understand their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, leading to a clearer sense of self and healthier decision-making. Tools to manage stress, emotions, and past traumas. Therapy provides practical coping mechanisms for managing stress, processing difficult emotions, and healing from past traumas, which can positively impact all areas of life, including relationships. Enhanced mental health. Addressing mental health challenges such as anxiety, depression, or self esteem issues, well, that can positively impact and improve well being and emotional stability. Lastly, building emotional intelligence. Very important in a relationship. Therapy helps individuals develop the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate their emotions, which enhances communication and empathy in relationships. By gaining these tools and insights, individuals are better equipped to engage in healthier, more supportive relationships both with themselves and others. Now, couples therapy offers several key benefits that can strengthen relationships. Better communication and understanding. Therapy provides a safe space for partners to express their feelings and thoughts openly, helping them better understand each other's perspectives. It fosters active listening and improves how partners communicate, making them more empathetic and connected. Conflict resolution skills. Couples therapy equips partners with effective tools to handle disagreements constructively. It teaches conflict resolution strategies that focus on problem solving rather than escalation, promoting a healthier way to navigate disagreements and ensuring both partners feel heard and respected. These benefits can create a stronger foundation for a relationship, enhancing trust, intimacy, and overall satisfaction. What are your guys' thoughts?
You wanna go?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, honestly, I support any type of therapy going on because I know, especially nowadays with everything going on, mental health is a really big issue. And speaking from experience, because coming into college, I'm a freshman in college. Coming into college, I was in a relationship, and I felt like within the relationship, I was changing too much about myself to please the other person, which at the time I would deny and say, no, I'm not. I'm doing it because I want to do it. But I know I changed a lot about myself, like stop hanging out with my friends a lot, or stop just doing activities I would normally do to please someone else. So I feel like before going into any relationship trying to be committed, a personal therapy would be great. Like just trying to figure out who you want to be as a person, so you won't let someone else degrade you from who you are or change what you are inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on period.
I agree. I
Like,
agree.
I think that therapy is really good. I honestly was in like, well, I had a school therapist when I was in high school, so like it helped me like really look at the, I guess, like look at the world differently instead of like looking at it from such a biased point of view, because I'm like the type of person, I overreact. Like, I'm very over dramatic. Like, I remember I was going through like this little, I don't, I'm sorry, because like it's still getting mad to this day because like it was never that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was this boy. I like this boy. I told my friends I like this boy. Those friends knew that boy. I didn't care though, because like if I got feelings for you, I'm gonna let it know. I don't want to let it be known. You know what I'm saying? I love out loud. Cool. So I asked for his Instagram one day. He said, I don't give people my Instagram. You watched my story. You know what I'm saying? You watched my story the day before I came to you. So I don't know why we're sitting here lying. Right. So after that, a couple weeks, his whole friend group started trying to be fake bully with me, and I didn't like that. So I went to my went to, like, you know what I'm saying, my counselor and stuff like that, talked to her about it, and she was like, yeah, you know, sometimes that's just like the people that, you know what I'm saying, people hang around are usually the type of level that they're on as people. So like who you are is who you become, or like who you're with is who you become type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it made me realize a lot when like I would get overwhelmed when I would see them and stuff like that, because it started triggering me to see them because of like how like much they would come at me and stuff like that, and like just be on this bully stuff. And I was like, okay. So one day I was just like, he was in there, his friends were in there, and they started laughing and chuckling and stuff like that. It made me a little anxious, but now I was like, you know what, like this is just who y'all are. Like, I'm not gonna even be thinking about y'all in a couple months, in a couple years. Like, and it made me feel good. Like, it really, cause like I'm a very emotional person, so it's like I take things really to the heart, take things real personal. So I think that therapy helped me a lot when it came to like introspection and how to respond, not react to things, you know. So
Okay. Okay.
Um, stop.
sorry.
Speaking from personal experience, also, I do struggle with a lot of anxiety, and I've held it in for a long time just because I didn't want to put my stress on other people. But when I start talking to people and they was telling me like it's nothing to be ashamed about or just like it's normal for some people, I started, I don't know, like I feel like talking about it more actually helps in therapy for yourself. I feel like therapy, you should always try to take care of yourself before you're trying to take care of you and another person or another person in general. So that's all I gotta say.
Mhm. Okay.
Honestly, at this age, I feel like at this age, not all relationships, but relationships are kind of draining, especially trying to tackle so many at once. But like, we're in college. I'm not saying I'm happy I'm out of the relationship I was in, but I'm saying after the breakup, I felt way more happy than I've had for the past like 5 months it lasted. I've been way better mental health, actually out in the world exploring new things like on the podcast. Like this is something new for me that I don't think I would have explored if I was in a relationship. Like I don't think I would have went out to parties anymore if I was still in that relationship. So honestly, if it's becoming draining, I say take a step back. And whether you do professional therapy or just therapy within yourself, you gotta find yourself before you, like Kayla said, you gotta find yourself before you try to take care of another person.
And I think that like people, I think the reason why that why young relationships can be so draining, like if you think about it, like my dad, like he's married now, like to my stepmom and stuff like that. And I feel like it's so different from seeing like a married couple that's like in their 40s, 30s and stuff like that compared to seeing an 18 and 19-year-old being together. Because it's like there's so much expectation of it's supposed to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's always supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be perfect. But when it comes to marriage, it's like you know you're in there for commitment. You're not kids no more. You're not expecting this puppy love. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be arguments. There's going to be things that need to be handled. Sometimes y'all aren't going to talk throughout the day saying, oh, I love you and this, that, the third. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not going to be a thing all the time. And I feel like that. And I
Wait, but however, when the relationships when we're young, we also have those struggles with the arguing and people are starting to move in with one another. Like my last episode was talking about moving in with your partner and things like that. So nowadays, especially with our generation, we're kind of moving into things you would usually see couples that are married do. Moving in together, sharing financial responsibilities, having kids, you know, getting married. Some people are getting married at 20, 24. Not me. I'm gonna finish my school first. Me. Yeah, but shoot, get my career start first before I get a ring on it. But you know, it's like it's those type of things. So I would like say we gotta consider that a lot of couples are starting to go through things that married couples go through. And they gotta learn how to navigate that too, because it's very hard.
Because it's a lot of responsibility for sure. You know
it is.
Honestly, like I feel like it kind of relapse back to the conversation of social media. Because me personally, I know my love language, a lot of my love interest and language is built off because I watched a lot of Disney Channel when I was younger.
Yes,
And
movies will really make you Princess and the Frog.
Something I came to a realization was a lot of the Disney Channel shows, they taught you it was okay to take back the dude who did you wrong, or it was okay to disrespect your parents for a dude, or just do all the wrong things for someone else.
Like the Good Luck Charlie.
Yeah.
When, what's the older sister took back Toby? Teddy. Like what? Twice? And he cheated on her
in her face.
Yes, and
to say that's his cousin. Like I feel like we're not realizing we have so
media influence.
I'm not gonna say so much time ahead of us, but we have a future to look forward to, and a relationship isn't the number one thing we should make our priorities at the time.
Your number one priority is yourself.
Yes.
At the end of the day, of every day, from the time the sun rises to when the moon is there, okay? Your number one priority is yourself. And once you start to figure out how to love yourself, then you're able to love someone else. But if you don't love yourself, how can you possibly love another person?
Period. And Brent Fayez said that.
Like, you can't possibly love someone else when you don't even got yourself together. Because if you try to be in a relationship with someone else and you don't even got yourself together financially or academically or just mentally, emotionally, and physically, and you're struggling with all these factors in your own life, then you're not going to be able to organize and develop a relationship. Honestly, you're probably just going to hold down the other person.
Honestly.
That's what happened in my last relationship. Did not have his shit together at all.
We can cuss.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because, like I said, it's uncensored. It's uncensored. You know, it's unfiltered.
Period. Okay.
So, just not like the N-word or those type of things. Or just try to hold off. Not too much. Not too much. But, what was I saying?
Your last relationship.
Right, yeah. He didn't have his stuff together, you know? And I did. You know? Like, I was in school. He was not. He dropped out. You know? I had a job. He did not. He was broke. like, bro, he just, like, and it's, oof. And it was so difficult because I was trying so hard to encourage him to do these things. Get a job. I can help you get a job. He was like, no, I want to work for this specific company. I'm like, but this company's not going to hire you. Here's a list of companies that will. No, I don't want to apply for those ones. Well, then I don't know what you want me to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I had a homeboy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you can go.
Like, I got this homeboy. I don't talk to him no more. We gonna call him Jaden, right? All he do all day long, he tried to look for a job. I said, you might want to start working at fast food first because that's what's most likely going to get you hired. I don't want to work in fast food, bruh. I'm going to try and do retail. I'm gonna apply for this and this and this. Those jobs ain't gonna take you, little bruh.
Like, especially without the experience.
You feel me? Like, what are you doing? Like, go to do a little McDonald's or Popeye, something. Do something small. Like, it's gonna get you a nice clean check.
Start off small and build up from there. But that's the thing, though. Guys and men with big egos, they reach too high. And I'm like, why are you trying to get a 21-hour job when you know you can't do that? Realistically,
you couldn't even go to school for 6-7 hours. You talking about?
Come on,
you dropped out of school, but you want them to hire you for a 21-hour job?
Like, let's be for real. You
and then not only that, but he lies on his resume and says, "Oh, I'm still in school."
Stop lying. Like this one.
Like, bro. Oh my God. When I tell y'all, he would lie to people and tell them, "Oh yeah, I'm still a sophomore." When I tell you he was still a freshman by credit because he failed his freshman year.
Oh my God.
And he was going around telling people, "Yeah, I'm a sophomore." He'll tell jobs I'm a sophomore and internships, and I'm looking at him like,
I would have called that job
truck rise,
bro.
Truck rise.
He lied to everybody. I was like, dude, why are you lying? It's like you're embarrassed about it. Like, don't be embarrassed about it. Like, some people aren't have to repeat a grade. It's okay. But what's embarrassing is you lying about it. Take ownership of it. If you know that you failed a grade, then you take responsibility for it and you don't fail again.
Period. Right.
But you don't go and lie about it. It makes you look weird. Yeah. And then not only that, but then you failed again. Damn. He failed twice. Yo. When I tell y'all he failed and then he dropped out the second time.
Oh my God. Yo.
He failed at freshman year twice.
Yo.
This is high school, right? Or
college?
Oh my God.
College.
That's wasting money.
Wasting money.
No. It wasn't his money either. It was his high school's money.
Whoa. They paid for him to go to college?
His mother and him sued his high school.
Diploma back, y'all. Take his diploma
back.
They
sued his high school and got money from the high school. A high school that, by the way, needs that money and that funding. A school in Baltimore, by the way. They needed that money.
Oh, yeah.
They all needed it. That's y'all Lithuanians. That's y'all.
They took money from all the young kids for him to go to school, just from the dropout in 2 years, a year that he repeated twice. It's a waste of money. Now, where's that money gonna go? He can't use it for like groceries. It's for school.
And Baltimore need that money.
Yeah, this coming from people who went to Baltimore High School.
You guys understand how selfish that is? You just messed up. They could have used that funding to renovate the school.
Sounds like a Baltimore.
Give it to organizations and more extracurricular programming. Them kids need extracurricular activities to keep them off the streets.
Yeah,
we all know this.
That's truly messed up. But I definitely agree. I was like, as you were saying that, I was really thinking about how like you really can't like love somebody else if you cannot like take care of yourself first, because like I feel like based on where you are in life, that's how you're going to treat somebody. Based on where you are, you're going to treat them how you feel you are being treated by the world, or like by, you know what I'm saying, your
Oh my
surroundings and your
gosh.
everything like that, your
No,
environment.
he literally felt like everyone was against him. No one was for him. He was very argumentative. He was very aggressive. Like, if you just disagreed with him once, he's like, no, my idea is the idea, and I am him. Like, he had a god, you know, that god,
God
complex?
complex?
He was that. And it was very ick. Like, ew. Like I like a confident guy, but that kind of confidence is an ick.
That's like narcissistic.
He was a narcissist. He thought he was better than everyone, yet look at all the E's on your report card.
Yep, big narc.
Like,
Big
come
narc.
on now. Come on
Narc
now.
alert.
How do you
Narc
think you're
alert.
all that, but you're not? Just look at it. The documentation says it all.
I feel like because you keep staring at me.
Because like what you're saying is really giving me her last relationship like so bad. So it's not funny, but
My teeth.
because it's just so like it's a coincidence that like I feel I'm not saying like all are the same, but yeah, like it's giving pattern.
Well, I can definitely. Well, I'm not gonna say he was like as bad as that, but he definitely had the mentality like. But I feel like it's the way he grew up. He had the mentality he had to do everything on his own. He couldn't rely on other people. Like, he had to do it on his own. When you try to give him, like, that type of love, it's, oh, no, I'll do it by myself, or no, da-da-da. So it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to just back off. Like, since you're such the grown man, you feel, mind you, you're 18. He got a nice, stable job. He got a nice, stable job, makes good money. But then it got to the point where instead of using the money for the stuff you claim you have to get on your own, you're spending it on other people who aren't helping you the way you need the help.
Or you're spending it on drugs, alcohol.
Oh, well, he didn't do drugs and alcohol.
Right. I'm just saying in general. Yeah.
He was more the type of person. And I'm not saying it was a thing where he put his friends first, but like, you go spend your money on your friends who aren't giving you no type of like money.
They're not
back,
helping you.
No thank you, no nothing. But then there's like a girlfriend, like me being your girlfriend. I'm giving you advice, buying you stuff, like trying to help you through life. And it's like, oh, your friends are going to come first. Your friends are the people you're trying to please so bad. For what reason? And they're not help you. And that's another reason why I feel like a lot of people need to go to therapy and fix themselves, because they're letting stuff they grew up with mess up their minds. It's like, okay, this is the mentality I need forever.
Wait, I wanted to say something because I feel like that the way they grew up influence how they act now, because they'll always have that mentality like, oh yeah, nobody cares about me, or when they're breaking up with you or something, they'll be like, yeah, I just need to focus on myself. But you had all the time in the world to do that when I was with you. I'm not saying you could have focused on yourself with me, but I'm saying like you could have got the help. I would have been right there with you.
Exactly.
As a partner.
So like, you signed up for what?
Exactly.
You signed up for this relationship for what? To give up? And then they give up just for them to get into another relationship a week later, talking about, oh, I need to figure my stuff out. That's what happened with my first one. He said, oh, I gotta break up with you because I gotta figure my stuff out. And then like 2 weeks later, he's with his homegirl that he saw as his sister.
Homegirl, quote, quote.
The sister friend.
The girl best friend.
I'm like, you did not need no time. Like, come on now.
I really
and
feel
that's
like,
bro.
I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say like, and the thing is like he asked me to help him with his assignments. This is the second one, by the way, the recent one. He asked me to help him with his assignments, and I helped him because I was like, you know what, you're my boyfriend. I'm gonna help you out, and he barely passed the first semester because of me. I'm like, cool, but my grades were starting to suffer because I was focusing so much on him. So I was like, I'm reeling back. I reeled back. And he failed. He failed because I reeled back and I was not helping him. He kept asking me to help him. So then he went and tried to pay people to do his assignments for him. And because of the person he was not kind, especially the women. He was misogynistic, very sexist, was very woman hateful. But then he'll try to ask women to do assignments for him, and if they just were kind of like not like cooperative, he'll call you out. He'll call you names. He'll call you the B word. He'll be very nasty, and then they won't want to help you. What'd you expect? So then he just failed. He didn't do it himself. He was just like, well, if no one wants to help me, I guess I'm just gonna go to parties and get high and get drunk and funk out. I'm like, why?
That doesn't
All that
sound
money
like
for what?
that doesn't sound like a guy that likes women at all. Like,
Sounds like a guy
Oh
who
no,
like
he treated me like I was his
What you
mother.
said, queen.
No, he did not treat me like a queen at all. Like at all. Like I felt like I was like a slave and a mom at the same time.
sound like he like boys.
He can't raise
period,
a
Pooh.
man. No, because the thing is like, and like you said, and what you brought up and what I've brought up before, it is the upbringing of that person, how they were raised, and he was raised by a woman who was very aggressive, because I guess a lot of women from the city are very
Yeah.
aggressive. Come on, guys, we gotta be honest here, okay? She was not. When I tell you she was aggressive, whoo,
Are they?
aggressive, and that's the type of woman that raised him. And as he was being raised, he felt like he couldn't be independent. She was always telling him what to do. You can't go outside, blah blah blah. That made him hate women. He hated his mom for that. So then every time he dates a woman, what do you think's gonna happen? He's gonna hate it if she takes control of things. If she tells her, "Oh, I'm not doing that," or she tells him what he's doing wrong, then he starts to fight back too.
And this is definitely where therapy needs to come in. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my mother, she's one of those aggressive women from Baltimore. So I feel like a lot of my love knowledge comes from her. Like, I see the type of guy she choosing, I see how she go about the relationship, so I kind of follow in that path a little bit. And I kind of did it with my past relationship I came into college with. But after the breakup, I realized, okay, this is something I don't want to be in. Like, I see how my mom's relationships are. I don't want that. And this is where therapy really needs to come into play, mainly for men, because I feel like this type of trauma follows men.
Yeah, and they don't
way
utilize the therapy resource at all. Because
And there's a lot of free therapy out there, like schools provided, health centers provided. There's so much. You don't always have to pay for therapy. Even if you can't get into therapy, I'm pretty sure most people, you have a trusted friend, co-worker.
Shoot, people are using ChatGPT. My
Talk
mom,
to AI.
my mom literally just said that one of her friends uses ChatGPT as a therapist, and it actually gives advice.
I bet you they do. I really do.
You can
They
literally
do.
use ChatGPT as your personal therapist, and it will help you. Literally, like, what do I do with my girlfriend or boyfriend? Da 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 da. It'll send you the response you need, and it's free.
Yeah,
People
I feel
aren't
like
using
help is
resources.
everywhere. People just they don't want to take that step to go get it.
Exactly.
I think it's like extra work. I'll figure it out, and then they don't, and then it affects other people around them.
Literally.
All right. Now, imagine a couple, Sarah and Mike, who have been together for a few years. Okay. They love each other, but they often find themselves stuck in the same argument over finances. Sarah feels like Mike spends too much on things they don't need, while Mike feels that Sarah is too controlling about their budget. Every time the topic comes up, they both get defensive, and the argument turns into a shouting match. One day, they decide to try couples therapy. In their first session, the therapist helps them identify the underlying issues. Sarah's worry about financial security and Mike's desire for independence and enjoyment. Through therapy, they learn to communicate more openly about their fears and needs, instead of just focusing on the surface issue. They also learn tools for managing their conflicts, like taking a pause when things get heated, and approaching each other with curiosity rather than judgment. After a few sessions, Sarah and Mike feel like they've finally understanding each other on a deeper level. Their communication improves, and they are able to talk about their finances in a calm, productive way. The therapy doesn't fix everything overnight, but it gives them the skills to navigate difficult conversations and strengthen their bond. What once seemed like an ongoing battle is now an opportunity for growth and understanding. This example shows how couples therapy can transform the way partners communicate and resolve conflicts, leading to a healthier and more supportive relationship. What are your guys' thoughts on that one?
I feel like with Mike, you were saying like he wanted to be like on a more independent level, but when you're in it, you said they were married, right? Or were they just together?
They're just together for a few years.
Okay, well, when you coming into a relationship, you gotta realize like, okay, not everything is just gonna be solely just yours. Like, especially when you're living together, you have to share. And I just feel like I'm glad that the couple therapy helped, but if it would have kept continuing without the couples therapy, I'm pretty sure they probably would end up separating because he would have still had that in mind, like, yeah, I just want to do what I want to do, and
Mhm.
she's going to keep judging and just things like that. So I just feel like it was needed for that type of situation. I'm not saying that every couple doesn't need therapy, but like that, for example, yeah, that's all I gotta say. One of y'all can go.
I Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, I feel like one, financial wise, in a relationship, I really feel like wait until you get married to want to join finances. That's one, because that is something that's like a major thing in relationships, and that's like a top 10 reasons why a lot of couples don't last is because of financial issues. Well, and going into, like Kayla said, I feel like I'm really happy that therapy is helping them improve, because again, it's not going to solve your complete problem. It's I feel like therapy is just more of a guide to help you get out of the issue. It's going to push you to that point where you need to kind of connect the pieces together. So I'm happy it definitely got them out of that place, because like she said, I feel like Mike still would have had that mentality like, okay, I can't do what I want, she's going to judge me, so let me go cheat on her, or let me just break it off with her. And then she was going to still have this mentality like, oh, he's childish, I can't do this with him no more, I need a real man, stuff like that.
I think that, like, in a relationship, I feel like there should always kind of be like one person that has more financial responsibility. Like, not like, oh my god, like he takes care of the bills or something like that, but I mean, like, I feel like there's always going to be one person a saver, one person's a spender. I feel like that's kind of like a dynamic that's always there, and I feel like there should be like some type of agreement beforehand, before even getting into like the nitty gritty. Like, these are major conversations that we need to have if we're planning on going deeper into this relationship and stuff like that. Like, talking about finances is very important, especially in a world like this today where like everything is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just be spending it on just anything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like whether man or woman, you know what I'm saying, somebody gotta be like a saver, or, you know what I'm saying, spend on things that, you know, is necessary for, you know, home living and stuff like that. And then sometimes there's that person that we can have like, okay, we can use this money to like go on vacation, or we can go on a date with this money, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that type of thing, like, I feel like that's kind of important to like really discuss, and like who's going to be saving, who's going to be spending, and what do we spend these things on, and how often, and how we budget this, and how we save. Like, come together with your finances and stuff like that and say, okay, let's do this, and make a joint saving account maybe.
But I think that's why Kelly was really saying, like, this is why we need to wait for marriage, because if you're just dating for like a year, if you're just like dating for like a year, a couple years, and you still, if you didn't even have it in your mind that you're not even ready to get married, you shouldn't be ready to start jointing money.
Yeah,
in.
like, why are you looking at me?
Problems.
And that's one thing, cause like my last relationship, he literally tried to persuade me to make a joint like, bank account.
Huh? Oh no.
And I'm like thinking in my head, you know, that sounds stupid. Cause wait, first of all, we don't live together.
Right.
We're only dating, and we've been dating for a year and a half.
Oh yeah, no.
More than a year. But why do you want to make a joint bank account? And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This sounds like a trick. This sounds like he gonna try to get me to make a joint account, put my money in it, and he gonna take that shit and run. Oh, you know what? I'm not putting my money in here. We're not married. We don't live in the same house. Why would I put my money in here that you can access? Because I'm sure that if I had done it, right, if I had played into his hands, and we made a joint account, and, you know, we started putting money in, I bet that if I had put enough money in there, he probably would be like, I'm breaking up with you. Snoit, take all that money, gone. What am I going to do about it?
Some police would have been involved.
No.
Oh no, because he stole my money. He lives right there. I have his Addy saved in my phone, and I remember it. You thought I wasn't going to? Okay.
And he's failing college, so you know I'm telling the truth.
Like, what?
Honestly, I'm not saying, like, I agree with marriage, but I'm not the type of person to be like, oh yeah, we have to be married to do this, that, and the third. But I feel like with stuff like money, like signing a house together, those are stuff you need to legalize while you're married. Like, cause I'm not gonna say marriage is just a piece of paper, but there's so much law that goes into it. So putting your money together with somebody that it's so easy for them to just boom break up with you, you should not want to do that. You should want to wait till you have a legalized paper
And
that
you
says
trust that person.
Yes,
yeah, like
I was just about
you
to
should
say
want to
that.
wait until there's something that states, hey, me and this person are legally together, and if anything goes wrong, like lawyers will get involved.
This protects me and my money.
Yes.
And the thing is the couple that I had interviewed in my last episode,
Mhm.
they live together and they go to college and they've been dating for quite a while. But they live together and they share some finances. However, some people do it differently. They do 50-50. Their percentage, I don't remember what it was, but I believe the guy in a relationship, he pays for most of the things. Her money's her money.
That's a lot of relationships like that, actually.
Now, exactly. And she'll put some money towards some things, but it's not mandatory.
Mhm.
Her money is her money. And he pays for her hair, her nails, everything.
Can we talk about that? Like,
And you guys, and if
seriously,
you guys
'cause-
haven't listened to that episode, please do. It was so good. The stuff they said, I was inspired because I was like, they're younger than me, mind you. I think they're freshmen. They're freshmen.
Wait.
They're like 18, 19. I'm 21. They got a house together. Well, I mean, they got they're paying rent, but they got it down. Like, like financially. And they have a system. They have percentages. They know whose money's who, whatever. And they're doing it. And I'm just like, well, dang. How come people at 21 can't do that, but freaking 19-year-olds do?
I feel like it just you just gotta find that one that really makes you wanna.
It's
you
not
know.
that. Like,
Bro, that big. Oh, yeah. Pay for your nails, hair. Oh, yeah, hold on.
I feel like it's not like this where it comes into play that it's not age that's the problem. It's mentality.
It's the mind.
It's like if he wants to, and I know it's kind of corny and cheesy, but if he wants to, he will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
he at? Do we got homeboys?
I mean, me personally, I don't know. Like, I always been the type of person. Like, this ain't gonna go for everybody, but me personally, like, I don't really like especially at this age, like, I don't really care too much for like a man to be like spoiling
Spending
me
on
and
me,
stuff
like-
like that. I don't really
Yeah.
care for like money and stuff like that. Like, I like if it really came down to it, I'll go 50-50. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's
That's what I was saying. Like, can we talk about like what percentage y'all would want to be in a relationship? Because I feel like 50-50 is okay, but I feel like I just had to deal with so much bad stuff in the past that I do want a man to provide for me. Like, I used to be like, no, you don't gotta pay for it, I got it. Or don't send me no, you can send me that money.
Like sometimes,
I mean, if you really want to, you can though.
No, like sometimes if they offer, I try to shut myself up. Like I'm so nice. I'm like, no, don't. But sometimes my mom said, no, you let him send you that money. Let him pay for that.
No,
Because it's like, hey, he offered. Why say no?
Right? Why
If he
say no?
offered.
Like, he wants to, you know what I'm
Shoot.
saying? Like, especially if you're in a
Shoot.
relationship, I feel like that's also a really sweet thing if somebody just goes
yeah,
like, yeah,
it's
you
very
want,
sweet.
like, my boyfriend, he like, don't even do that because I'm gonna go off. Like, anyways, like, but he'll just randomly be like, I'll be telling him, I was like, yeah, I gotta get this for myself and stuff like that. And he goes like, how much you need? And I'm just like,
40 bands. That's what I was
40?
saying.
bands. But yeah, nah. So, and I just be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my first instinct is just to say, huh? Like, nah, you don't gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? And he goes like, girl, just tell me how much you need. And I just like, all right. Like,
The second time they repeat it, and they're like, just tell me what it is. Just take the offer. Take the
Yeah,
offer
like,
at that point.
cause he don't take no for an answer when it comes to that. And he told me, he was like, he don't, like, he just, and he told me, he was like, I just want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that you got everything that you need, and that, you know what I'm saying, that you got something to take care of yourself, because I know you're in college and stuff like that, and I want to be able to make sure that you good and you straight. And I'm like,
Oh.
my heart, I love her.
Now, be careful with identifying love bombing to genuine, I want to buy something for you. Because a lot of people will buy you a whole bunch of stuff, and then they're like, okay, now you owe me back.
I was just about to
I was
speak
literally
about
about
that.
to say that. Like, I grew up, okay, with me and my mom, I've always grown up. She had, like, gave me this mentality, basically, to never let somebody be able to, like, backtrack you. So, a lot of times when a guy does offer me money, I will not take. The only person I'm really comfortable with asking money for is my mom. I will blow her phone down about some money. I'm not even comfortable with asking family for money because I just will never like anybody trying to throw that in my face.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you owe me
You talking about
money,
that cousin
Yeah.
yours. Hold on, tell them about him.
A lot of my family are like that. Like, you know, Kelly was with me during one of these experiences where my cousin literally, she would choose her friends over me, talk about me behind my back to these people that didn't give her
trash.
a dime. And like, okay, my family, they are really like talented. Like, they have a lot of goals. Like, they do hair, they do this, and I like to support them. So I would go get their, you know, I'll just be their little brand ambassador, whatever you want to call it, and I'll buy them food for doing it, like, you know, like something in return. But when it came to, you know, the situation where I didn't have my phone, I wasn't able to give her $5. She wanted to blab it all out and tell people my business. Excuse me?
Oh, instead of helping you.
No face
What
recall.
the time to
No
help
face
you?
recall. No face
Mind
recall.
you, the situation was it was the cousin's birthday. She bought pizza for the entire house because it was kind of like a little kickback party. She bought
Okay.
pizza for the whole house, but everybody was to chip in $5.
Okay.
She kind of hound me and Kayla about the $5, but a lot of her friends left, didn't
didn't
chip
pay for
in
it.
for the money.
But ate the pizza.
Wait, but I offered you money and I got you things, but then you want to hound me to
She would
provide $5 when you know I can't provide that right now?
She would ask me for money over her own mother. Over her own mother. And I would send it to her.
And you're just the cousin.
Yeah.
Why didn't she ask her moms?
Because she know her mom wasn't going to give it to her. Because she would
Okay.
want...
Ask someone else. Ask your friends. The friends that you invited to the party.
They ain't have it. None of them worked. She was the only one that was working.
So when she hounded you, and I'm gonna ask, you don't have to tell me, but
No,
what did you
I'll tell
do?
you. Mind you, I didn't have a phone. Kelly was with me. She
Okay.
asked me twice the same night it happened. I said, okay, I got you in the morning. Because we had to walk her home, and then we walked to my house because the party was like right around the corner.
Okay.
We're walking home. She's like, okay, don't forget. We're like, okay. We get to my front door. Then she sent you like a whole paragraph.
Bro,
A
Wait,
whole
so
paragraph.
she asked you twice and like we're within an hour?
Yes.
and I understand because honestly, when I owe somebody money, I expect it back. But I feel like with the situation, she didn't have her phone at the time, so she had to get in contact with her mother for her mother to send the money. Mind you, what time we left the house? It was like 9 something in the
It was
morning.
like 9 in the morning.
Where we had to leave the house to go back to her house. She texts me almost every like 15-20 minutes about $5, and I'm like, okay. Listen, like where are we gonna go? You live around the corner. It's not like we're gonna flee the country with the $5.
Insane. Like,
You're gonna
be
get the money.
patient.
And I even told my mom's the type of person, like, she doesn't even like to deal with that side of the family because she know how they is. And, like, when I told her what was going on, she was like, oh, you're not sending her the $5. And that's how it went from there.
Dang.
But then I
shoot.
got another call from my cousin, like, a few days later. She's telling me, oh, yeah, she was on the phone with her. Like, she's like, easily influenced by boys. You know how the girls just want to get they just got to they have to look good in boys' in a boy's eyes. I mean, not say the N word, but yeah, she was just talking to me on the phone. About me on the phone with all of her homeboys, you know, trying to get some type of
What's the word?
I cannot think of the words.
What is the word?
But some type of acceptance. I'm gonna just say like,
me?
Yeah,
it's
she
kind of
picked
like
me.
that. But yeah,
yeah.
like, and she would just do it to them, and it happened before in the past. I don't even want to bring that up because he called me out of my name and she went for it. But yeah, I just said that was the final straw, and that's what really made me not want to keep, you know, asking people for stuff or just, you know, getting favors done because it's like my own cousin.
Yeah,
And it's that too. If you know you good for your money, don't worry about them. If you know that you're good for your money and you are always on time on paying them back, then that person, if they start like hounding you and stuff, look, if you got the money, give it to them. Never, ever, ever offer to give them money again. And then you know your mom said don't give it to her, you can do that too. It might cause issues, but hey, you know, that's not your problem because at the end of the day, they were being rude and disrespectful and everything. And because she went and talked about you, now you know the type of person she is. You don't deal with those type of folks no more.
No, she's blocked. I had to block her mom. Like, it was a toxic thing, and it was like, after everything, I never asked you for any of the money I sent you for when you had to get home from work, you had to do that.
Bro.
I felt so betrayed because she was like, me and her grew up together. Like, I watched you popped out. Like, come on now.
And that's the type of thing, because that just reminded me of something my ex did. Like, literally, like I told you, I did so much for him. Things that I shouldn't even have to have done. Even if I was his girlfriend, I'm not required to help you with your assignments. I'm not required to take you places because I have a car and you don't. There are certain things. But he got so used to me doing things for him that those, like, rare times where I had to tell him no, he'll complain. He'll be like, please, why? You're a terrible girlfriend. You're not doing this for me. And then he'll be like, well, I'll go ask my friends. And then like he'll do that to the point that I will like, kind of like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But like there have been times where I will say no, and he will literally make it an issue for days on end afterwards. Like one time, it was during Spring Fest. He asked to use my car. So he had the car for like 4 or 5 hours. And then when I asked him for the keys, he told me no.
On your car?
My car. My car.
You gotta hang with us.
Had that John repoed so
and
fast.
the thing is, I was afraid to argue with him because he, like I told you, he was aggressive.
Oh, 911.
And so I asked him for my keys. He was like, no, I still need to use it. I gotta get the stuff to the Spring Fest. And I'm like, well, okay, I mean, like, I understand, but, like, you've had the car for so long. He was like, well, see, like, bro, like, you never help me, bro. You never help me, bro. And I'm sitting there like, bro. And he's like, you never help me. Like, if you just let me use the car so I can take the stuff. Like, bro, you're being so selfish right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, there's no way you about to sit here and lie to my face and tell me I don't do anything for you. Right. Because I'm telling you, the one time to ask for my car, my keys. It should be no, but give me the keys.
It shouldn't even been a no.
No conversation. Like
the way he would have been ran over with that same car.
and so I literally, but like I said, I'm never again. But during that time, I just sat there and I was like, I don't even want to argue because we argue so much. I was tired of it, so I was like, whatever, bro. I let him take the car, take his stuff there, and then literally when we got there, I went to the Spring Fest to enjoy it. But then at some point when I went over to his little station where he was cooking, he was barbecuing with the grill and stuff, he asked me to help him. And I said, well, no, because I'm enjoying the day with my friends. And so then he was like, you never help, la, la, la. And so he had to ask his friends to come help him. So his homies came, 2 of them. They came and they helped him for the whole rest of the time. And so then when I took my car back, finally, after literally 4 extra hours of him having it, bro, when I tell you he held it over my head until the end of the semester, until he dropped out, he was like, you're a terrible girlfriend. I had to ask my friends to help me. I shouldn't have to do that. You should be the one to provide and to help me and support me. I don't have to. Why do I have to go to my homies to help them when my own girlfriend don't even want to help me?
Damn.
Like this, and
I'm like, what?
It's
do
like
you
you still
mean?
wear a diaper.
I'm like, first of all, your homies never help you.
Did they have a car?
I don't remember.
But did he drive any of their cars?
Did they link?
No.
Exactly.
No. He comes to me first. I'm his first resort. Can you help me? If I say no, he's literally gonna cry about it. But you have all these friends, don't you? Why don't you go ask them? Why you gotta keep asking me and then cry like a like when I say no?
You're a grown man. First of all, you're a grown man. Why don't you get your own? And I'm not saying getting a car is easy, but
it's not.
There are cars out there where if you're not even gonna pay attention to school, at least get a job and at least work to it. Like there are pages out there that have cheap cars.
But the thing is that he didn't want to get no job that was like available here. He wants to get like I said, 21-hour. $21 an hour job, and then he wants to get a sports car. It's like 15K, 25K. I'm like, sir, if you don't get yourself no 5K car, you can get yourself a little hoopty, and it'll get you wherever you need to go until you're able to get an upgrade. But no, he wants the best of the best. I told you, he was a dreamer. That's all he did was dream. And if you and the thing is that, like I said, he used people. He will not help you. But he wants to help from you for him. And if you don't help him, then you're cut off. He didn't cut me off because he needed me.
Yep,
I had the car so that he could go get his ingredients and his stuff, his burgers for his grill.
And he probably couldn't even cook.
Did he make money from that, though?
He did. He made about $300 that day.
Did he give you anything for like gas or anything?
I mean, yeah, he paid for gas. Like he had to put the gas in the car because he had the car in his possession. Mm-hmm. But
did he give you anything like?
No.
I'm glad you're out of that relationship.
Yes,
I don't know what
he gave his friends money.
Oh, right there.
But that's the thing, though. That's the one thing that he did complain about too. He was like, I had to give them money out of what I made that day because you didn't want to help me. So I was helping you for free.
Right.
Basically,
like,
I was going to help you for free.
I would never.
You were not going to pay. You didn't plan to pay me for offering you the car and to stand there, not next to a hot grill, for hours, sweating, cooking, and you weren't gonna pay me, but you had to pay them because they were your friends.
They not real
He was
friends.
obligated to. But when it comes to me, he was not obligated to pay me because I'm his girlfriend.
They still go here.
No, his friends still go here.
Where they at?
No, for real.
They not real friends.
They not real friends, and I want y'all to know that he did not give up about y'all at all. That little sum of money, he did not want to give that to you.
Yeah, it sounded like he was complaining. I had to give them.
I didn't want to, but I had to because I was obligated to.
If she called me any day, be like, oh yeah, can you help me? Because she wants to get into makeup, trying to do makeup on campus. So if she comes up to me, be like, oh hey, I need you to help me, like just set up some makeup and stuff. I'm not gonna expect her to give me no money. This is my friend. You're not obligated to give me money. I'm your friend. Of course,
And the thing is that his friends didn't ask him. I know they didn't ask him for money.
He just felt obligated.
He felt obligated to give it to them. I was like, okay, well, then why did you give it to them if they didn't ask?
He probably. We need to find that word.
I think he was trying to gaslight me by saying, okay, well, I'm going to give them money so that then I can complain to her about the fact I had to give them money.
Make her think that, oh, I was going to give her money too, but
right.
Whole time, I knew you weren't going to give me any money. I knew you weren't.
He was not going to do that at all. Like, he was so lousy, bro. And if it's those friends, you know who you are. I don't know their names, but you know who you are.
Don't let us find you.
If you helped him for Spring Fest of 2023 with the grill, just so you know, he was not planning on paying you.
Period.
I'm just letting you know he felt obligated to, so that he could make me feel bad for saying no on the rare occasions when I do.
Right.
Grown man, by the way.
I'm just letting you know.
Grown
He
man.
was not going to pay you at all.
I feel like that's where, because I'm the type of person to be like, oh yeah, man sassy, but not because a man acts sensitive, but because of stuff like this. When I call a man sassy, it's because you're acting like a child, like a baby. Like, why are you crying?
When I asked, bro.
Like, why are you crying? I'm not saying men have to be so masculine, have to be so strong, have to do everything on their own.
Now you can show your emotions too, but
Right.
but that is not it.
That's a little bit too much.
No.
You're
my
being
goodness.
childish.
Seriously.
That's something my 9-year-old brother does.
And the thing is that he would tell me, Logan, you're embarrassing me. You're making me feel emasculine because I would go to him and tell him about what he's doing wrong.
Period. Like,
He's
oh
like,
my God.
I don't want my friends to see you talk to me as if I'm a child.
What
I'm
friends
like,
are these?
look, like, first of all,
They not his friends.
What kind of friends are these?
no, you know, they know who he is.
Like,
Hassan Smith. I'm putting his name out there. Hassan Smith.
Name
Y'all know who he is.
Name drop.
Okay, y'all
Look him
know
up.
who he is.
Look him up, y'all.
Hassan Smith. Y'all know who he is. Your friend was childish, and he was immature, and he was a fake. He was not your friend. He did not care about you at all.
Period.
And if you thought that he did, he does not.
He cared more about people seeing him as this big,
No, he
God Almighty
Yes,
man.
he only cared about his image. But if you but like it's just like it was that God complex that was just ick. And a lot of his friends, the male ones, they were cool with him being like that. Because he didn't want them to see in his eyes the weaker side, which was his girlfriend telling him what he's doing wrong as a person, as a man, and as just an individual. And he wanted to be seen as this perfect being who couldn't make mistakes, could not be corrected. And when I corrected him in public, he would complain about that. Don't correct me in public. No, it's embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. No, you need to be corrected.
Period.
Whether I do it in public and I'm quiet about it or not.
I feel like this like with the friends, not saying friends are obligated to get into their friend relationship, but friends need to be told when they're doing something wrong. Like, me and Kayla got homeboys that treat girls terribly. Terribly. But one thing we don't tolerate is them doing it. Anytime one of my I guess I'll name drop them too. Stefan, Dasani. Anytime one of them are doing a girl wrong, we gonna come to them like, you're doing too much. Like, you don't treat women like that. Like, you're never gonna get a girlfriend acting like that towards any girl.
And that's the thing that men, and I think a lot of girls do it too. Y'all don't hold your friends
Accountable.
Y'all just be letting them, like, y'all know, like, your friend's abusive. You know that your friend is cheating on his girl, or you know your girl
Well,
is cheating on her man. Why don't y'all hold them accountable? It may not be none of your business, but if you know they're doing someone dirty like that, why are you know what, you're associating yourself with
because why
them.
would you want to be around someone who does
Exactly.
A lot of
Like-
people don't say anything or let their friend do what they want to do because they like, oh, it's about loyalty, it's about loyalty. It's not about that. Would you let your, say you had for a man, say if you had a daughter, right, and a man was cheating her like that, and nobody told you anything, or you weren't like, because you went for anything, you let your friend go for anything, like you let your daughter go for anything.
Because she holds me accountable. Like, when I was in my relationship, she'll hold me accountable. I'll hold her accountable. And
that's what being a real friend is when you hold your friend accountable. And for all of those, and I'm sorry, but for all of his so-called friends out there, if y'all didn't hold him accountable, then y'all were
Just
fake.
as
Y'all were
worse as
fake.
him.
Y'all were just as worse as him.
Just as bad.
Just
of
by
course.
turning a blind eye to his obvious abuse of power.
And you know, I'm gonna be so real. I despise men that act like females. I really do.
And that's the thing. He didn't want to be seen as like I said,
Feminine
emasculine because I'm talking, like, he'll always say I'm talking down to him.
Because it's one way of being a dude who's like more in tune with his sensitivity and stuff, and then there's
Yeah.
That,
just
that's
straight.
attractive.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I think I told you about him, Albert. Hold on. Because look, right? So I started dating Albert in my 11th grade year. I was getting over Jaquan. You know Jaquan. I got with Albert. He was cool. He was cute. You know what I'm saying? We about the same height, little dark-skinned African boy. You know what I'm saying? Wakanda forever. Anyway, so, you know, I started dating him and stuff like that. Mind you, before we even started dating, the day that he asked me for my Instagram, or the day that we got each other's Instagram, I punched him in his jaw at the end of the day because he wouldn't give me my phone back, and he kept on f***ing with me.
I can cut that out.
He kept on messing with me. So, you know what I'm saying? And so I punched him in his jaw. So he gets on the school bus and stuff like that, and now he's pretty much following me home. Like, on the bus, though. So I'm like, okay. So now he's trying to flirt. So as the relationship, you know what I'm saying, starts progressing, stuff like that, we're talking and stuff like that, I am naturally, like, when it comes to men, like, homeboys, I am naturally just, you know what I'm saying, a masculine person, because, like, I'm not going to sit here and be all pretty and petite and dainty, you know what I'm saying, for a man, you know what I'm saying, that I'm not messing with, you know what I'm saying, so I'm going to call you bruh, I'm going to call you a B word, I'm going to call you this, that, the third, because you're my homeboy. I don't see you as nothing more than that, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, I might hit you, too, so, you know what I'm saying, but this is normal stuff, and I don't even be hitting people like that, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't hit the boys like that, you know, so he, like, would always complain. All he do is complain. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just like he just complained all the time. You're too masculine. You're not submissive.
Oh yeah, that was a key. Bro, that was a key word that he would say. You're not submissive. I want a submissive woman. You're too out. You're too.
You know what
You're
I'm saying?
too. You're too. What did he? What did he
It's
call me?
2025.
Like, he would say I was just,
Bro.
like, too masculine and stuff like that.
No,
and I'm
he
like,
wanted someone
fool.
who's meek, who's gonna let him
Yeah,
just walk
fool.
all over her. That was what my mom, rest in peace. That's what she was. A lot of women way back in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, they didn't stand up for themselves. They're just like, okay, you know,
See,
he's
yeah.
verbally abusing me, but I'm gonna let it happen because I'm a woman and I'm not gonna, you know, talk back to a man. Nowadays, us women, this generation, we don't stand
We
for
talk
that.
back, and that's what I was doing. I was like, yeah, you keep on complaining and stuff like that. I'm like, and mind you, bro, I tried to break up with this man 3 times. I tried. Like, when I tell y'all, I really, truly tried.
That's
Like,
the amount
I
of
truly
times.
tried.
That's the amount of times I tried.
And he cried. He dead serious cried on my phone, bro. And I'm like, all right,
That
I'm
happened
feeling,
too.
like, I was starting to feel bad, so I take him back.
Oh my god.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, bro, we could try. You feel me? And like, he actually was having me trying to like change myself. And he talking about some, I protect you behind your back and stuff like that. And I'm like, as you
Lies.
should. You're my man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm protecting you behind closed doors as if that's not your responsibility.
But the thing, but the thing is that when they bring up the obvious, like, okay, you should protect me.
Like, that's
when
as
they,
you should.
But when they tell you verbally, yes, I'm protecting you, they most likely aren't.
You feel
They're
me?
just trying to reassure you of a false idea in your head.
Like, it was just not given. Like, that whole time, bro. Like, he would just complain about, like, oh, yeah, my homeboys say this and that about you. And I'm like, okay, well, is this their relationship or is this our relationship? Like, what are you talking about? You're the one that wanted to get with me. I thought you was cute. I wasn't going to do nothing but have a crush on you. You was going to be my little hallway crush for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That was going to be all. You texted me. You feel me? So, you followed me on the bus. You feel me? Like, you know, and then afterwards, like, now I think this was in December when I think that he replied to my story and stuff like that off my spam, and I was like, I thought you wasn't messing with me no more. He was like, and we get into a whole argument. Now all of a sudden I was using you for coochie, and I'm like, you didn't get the coochie though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just weird. Like, why would you say that but you never got the cooch?
And the thing is that then they'll tell you what their motives were after you've broken up with them because they want to hurt you.
But they didn't get in.
You didn't get nothing. Like, you didn't get the goal. Like, you had a goal in mind. You had concepts of a goal.
Like literally, my last one, he because I broke up with him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want me to break up with him. It was only two options: either he broke up with me, or we mutually broke up. Because he needed some type of control over that. Because if I broke up with him, that just confirms all the rumors that were on Fizz about him being abusive and everything. Oh yeah, there were rumors on Fizz about him for quite a while. A lot of people knew that he was abusive. He was abusive physically, mentally, and emotionally. He was abusive, and people were talking about it, and he didn't like that. So he was trying to say, no, I didn't put my hands on her. All these things, but he did.
He put his hands on you?
Yes.
I'm gonna find him.
What's his name?
Alan?
Asan.
We're gonna find him. I feel like this is like what plays into kind of back to the money thing. Like, men want women to be submissive to them, like how Becky was in the day, but they're not ready for that responsibility. They're not ready for that transition back.
Oh,
like,
shoot,
a woman is sit here. You want to be the man of a relationship. Men back then had to pay for everything.
Yeah.
And then I think
that's
that's what the problem is now, is because, like, I feel like women are truly starting to become more independent and men are starting to become more dependent. I that's what I truly feel. Like, you gotta be so, like, as a woman, for some reason you have to be so, like, on a high horse that, or like, you have to change yourself completely for a man to just simply do the bare minimum for
but
what?
men nowadays cannot handle
Yeah.
that type of behavior that men back then
Like,
did.
what is wrong with them? Like, what's wrong?
And another thing too is that, like, I'm sure there's a lot of guys like him who probably think it's cool to hit your girlfriend. I'm so serious. I'm pretty sure
I'm sorry, that 42 will be up.
I'm pretty sure he's probably mentioned it. He's probably mentioned it to his male friends and probably bragged about it. Oh yeah, I slapped her across her face. Like, why? Why are you guys talking about it as if it's a casual? Oh yeah, I hit my girlfriend yesterday. Oh.
Well, I don't.
How does that even get brung up? How are you comfortable with talking to your friends about
go
that?
like, man, bro, I just got into an argument with Shorty, and that man time I just had to, like,
but at the same time, though,
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
But at the same time, though, I doubt that he's brought it up to anybody. Because why would he?
That's embarrassing.
That makes him look bad, and he thinks that that makes it's like a man thing, like, I'm strong, I'm asserting dominance. No, it makes you look pathetic because you just hit a female.
Men who beat women
Who's
are
your
the weakest
daddy?
men
I want to know who
ever.
your daddy is. Where your daddy at?
He probably don't
That's
have
probably where you got
one.
your dad. That's where you probably got it from.
He don't have one.
Well, where your daddy at?
That's the thing though. And I went over this. Men who grow up without a father, I'm not gonna say all of them turn out that way, but statistically speaking, men who are abusive or who are emotionally unstable don't have a father in their lives. They only have their mother. And women, we're naturally emotional. But if he is not taught how to keep his emotions stable, he becomes emotionally unstable, and that in turn creates an abusive man.
Yeah, I feel like in life, having like boys having a dad or like an older brother, or girls having
an
a
uncle,
mom
yes.
or an aunt, something is really important, because
It truly
you
starts
can't
from home.
learn. Because whether we want to admit it or not, the two genders are very different in a lot of ways, and you cannot learn a lot. As a man, you cannot learn a lot about manhood from a woman. Like, we can't teach you all of that stuff. That's something a dad will have to give to you, or like a brother or something. Like, my little brother, for example, he's 9 years old. we had an older brother. He would be like 23 today, but he passed away. Sometime, and after that, my mother only has girls. She has an older daughter, me, and we have a now baby sister. And I sometimes be thinking like, I feel bad for my little brother because like you're now the only boy here. So I be kind of blaming like his episodes, like emotional episodes and stuff, on me and my older sister because he's getting that from us. He has he of course has his father in his life. His father is a really good father, but when you spend a lot of time around the opposite gender or around anybody, honestly, a lot of their feelings will rub off on you. And I feel like that's where all his bipolarness come from, us.
And like I said, his mother was very aggressive. Her emotions were unstable too. So
Yeah, but
and they're both, and it's just, it was a bad mix, and that's why I was mad at her, because the way she raised him, I was like, bro, you created a monster. You literally created a monster, bro, because now he's gonna go around thinking women need to submit. When I tell you he was sexist, bro, he does not believe we should have abortion. We should not have abortion rights at all. He's a Trump supporter.
Oh, okay. So.
Is he white? No, he's black.
Who is this man?
He's black. He agrees with a lot of what Trump believes in. He believes that women should not have rights.
At? You know what I'm saying? Where do we find them at?
He's homophobic. He's transphobic. He's just like he's the
He's
the
the whole
worst
package.
person.
He's the epitome.
He's the definition of a monster.
Like where do we find?
Like he wants
these?
women to be in the kitchen. He wants us to stay at home and take care of the kids and take care of the house, and that's it.
But he don't got no
and
money.
And he has no money.
What money you bringing home?
That's the thing.
True.
Men nowadays want women to submit, but you
And to mother
cannot
them.
be a provider. Like, you have no job, no degree, no nothing, but you want a woman to submit to you. What are you bringing to the table? It's always, what is women bringing to the
I
table? What are
truly
you
feel like
Because in your eyes, I'm not going to submit to another woman.
like
at the end of the
I
day.
feel like deep down
Like,
in my
what?
heart of hearts, bro, you gotta be masculine enough to make a woman feminine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for
And
real.
that was the problem. Because he told me I was too masculine.
But you weren't
But
masculine enough
you were not supporting my femininity
at all.
I did not feel like I could be feminine around him truly, and that is why I was always arguing with him. We were always bumping heads, and that's why I seemed very argumentative, because I had to take on that masculine role because you were not filling those shoes.
Same with Albert Nyarko from West Ghana, Africa. Yeah, I'm calling you out, and I hope you see this too, because I will be putting it on my story as soon as this junk drop, and I will be naming you, putting your mention ho.
And they think it's cute, but it's not. He ain't going. And I told him. And I told him when I was breaking up with him too. I was like, I pray for all the women who end up engaging with you, because I already know he's probably gonna abuse them too. And I hope that they're all a lot more experienced, or a lot more have like higher self-esteem or higher self-confidence to leave him when he starts showing those red flags. I have learned. I'm never repeating that mistake again, ever. But I just told him, because there are women out there who are not going to put up with that, and that's why he wants to date women who are not like that, or who are easy to break, like me, sadly. But you know, and I'm gonna strengthen myself.
Period.
Look, I'm gonna love myself. This is a love myself period, because at the end of the day, I am the only person who was with me at the end of the day.
Period. And I'm the only person that can help me, and I'm the only person that knows me more than anybody.
And exactly, and the right man, he will fit himself into my life at some point. And he will be there to provide and to support, and as I will vice versa. But as of right now, it's time for me to self-heal.
Period.
That's right,
and that's all
queen.
period. And I hope, like, I wanted to bring up, like, I really hope that, like, in the future, I can make a nice, healthy 2-parent household for my kid.
That's
Kid. No, no,
the singular.
No, only
Singular.
She pops up with twins.
No,
wait.
I like 2 kids max, but I really want to, like, provide a very healthy home. Like, I don't want, like, I look at my parents, and I also look at my grandparents. Like, I like the love that my dad and my mom had. They had, you know what I'm saying? It was almost on, like, when my mom talks about how they first met, like, they were so in love. Like, it was so nice. It was beautiful. I didn't get to see it, like, you know what I'm saying, because that was before I was born, before I was even thought about, before they got freaky and she done tramp stamped his name on the back. But you know, yeah, she did it as an apology to him. But We get past it. But yeah, and like I look at my grandma, she went through an abusive relationship and stuff like that with my grandfather Bay. Like he was hooked on drugs and stuff like that, and he eventually had passed away from cancer and stuff like that. So coming around like how many years later, like 20, 30 years later, here come her high school lover, done went out and found her and
Aw.
said, will you marry me? And she said yes, and they are still together to this day. And I'm like, bro, I want that so bad. Like,
Happily ever after.
you feel me? Like, they
relationships.
used to go out and stuff like that before she decided to date my grandfather. And my current step grandfather, he was in the military at that time, so that's why they broke up. So she got with Bay, and for that long time and stuff like that her and Bay were married, you know what I'm saying, until he died, she was single. And then he just comes out of the blue, and he comes up to her sister's house and like goes like, yeah, do you know where Diane is? And tell me why. She goes like, Diane, I just got a blast from your past. And she goes like, what you mean? She said, Leroy just come up here and he said, what's your number? And you know, he came up there and stuff like that, and it was on her birthday. That man got on his little strained ass knee, and she said we cuss a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it minimal because I cuss a lot. But he got on his little strained knee.
You did
Like
not
that.
have to demonstrate.
And he pulled out a ring and he said,
Why are you proposing to me?
where my ring? But yeah, like people done thought he had a heart attack because the way he got on the shit. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, he done got on a knee and everything like that and done proposed to the woman, and now they're together. You know what I'm saying? This man done got her into a house. You know what I'm saying? Provides for her, helps her pay her bills. Like, that man loves her and she loves him. And I'm just like,
And real men like that,
If
like
he
him,
wanted to, he will.
they exist out there. You gotta wait. You gotta wait, or you look for one. But
you may be
It-
dry and old and crusty, and you know, Fat Mom might have been touched in a while, but that's okay. It's okay.
because a real one will come along and will love you properly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sometimes patience is key. You don't
Yeah,
have to be
patience
so
is key.
desperate going out looking for the man, or let the man come look for
Nah, because
you.
my grandma, she was holding it down.
I know,
For a good
I'm
minute.
saying, like,
Okay.
yeah,
No,
she
I
was
feel
waiting for that
like-
man to come to her.
Yeah, like nowadays, again, with the situation we're in college, I feel like going to look for a relationship, let it come to you.
Kelly led this college where she can
No,
be in
because-
college.
no, I
that's
just-
her excuse. I'm in college.
No, I just feel like college is stressful enough where we have to go through like classes all day, every day. Like right now, having to take care of and think of another person on top of everything else you have to deal with and think of is just not really a smart idea.
It's
right
not
now.
healthy either.
But it's some people who's out there making it work. Like the people you said you from your last episode, they making it work. So I'm not saying you can't.
I'm looking up
do
to
it.
them.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't
Hey,
do
you
it, but
inspire us, people.
don't try to force yourself to if you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, and like I think that because before last semester, like I didn't go out like that. Like I'm actually starting to kind of like go out more. Hey, drop rice. Stop that, stop that. Hold on, because I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get back out there. You feel me? But y'all notice, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not always on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be on the phone like late at night, but like I
We
really
just
don't
gonna
be
end
on
this
the phone like
conversation
that.
right here because she's lying. So.
No, I'm not.
Let's let
I'm being
Logan
dead
speak.
serious.
Let Logan speak now.
But yeah,
We'll talk about this later. Actually,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
we'll discuss this later. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Girl,
okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
fart in your fucking eye.
Kiki. Seriously.
Let's cut that off.
All right. Okay, so how to encourage a partner to seek therapy without conflict. Okay, acknowledge the benefits. Frame therapy as a positive step towards strengthening your relationship, not a sign of failure. You might say, I think couples therapy could help us communicate better and understand each other more deeply. Normalize therapy. Share the idea that therapy isn't just for people in crisis. It's for anyone looking to improve their relationship. For example, many couples go to therapy to work on building a stronger connection. It's a way to make a relationship even better. Be open and non-judgmental. Approach the conversation with a mindset of openness and respect for your partner's feelings. I know therapy might seem like a big step, and it's okay if you're not sure about it. I just think it could help us grow. Be patient. Understand that your partner may need some time to process the idea. Give them space to think it through and be open to discussing their concerns without pressure. By starting the conversation gently, using clear communication, and framing therapy as an opportunity for growth, you can set the stage for a productive and positive discussion about couples therapy. Therapy is only for people who are failing, okay? This is a common misconception. In reality, therapy is for anyone who wants to strengthen their relationship. Just like how individuals go to the gym to stay fit, couples therapy is a way to strengthen your emotional and relational fitness. It helps prevent small issues from turning into bigger problems and fosters a healthier, deeper connection. Fear of judgment or stigma. It's normal to feel vulnerable about seeking therapy, but therapy is a private space where no judgment exists, only understanding. Most people in healthy relationships want to continue improving themselves, and seeking help shows maturity and commitment, not weakness. Therapy is about growing and learning, not about admitting failure. You and your partner are investing in each other, which is a powerful sign of love and respect. By reframing therapy as a proactive and healthy step, it becomes a tool for relationship growth, not a sign of distress or failure. What are your thoughts?
My whole opinion on therapy is I feel like especially in the black community we were we were taught when we were growing up that like we didn't need therapy, like our feelings weren't validated, like I mean not
Give it like a
validated,
phase.
yeah, like it was like a phase. You didn't really, oh you could come talk to me, or like the little stuff they would say, but it's not true. Like we couldn't come talk to y'all, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that, and like they would always make it seem like therapy was a bad thing. But like you said, I don't. People don't need to look at it like that. People can look at it as a good thing. Like you don't have to go there when you're just feeling like, okay, this is the last resort. You can go there before you're even feeling like that, just to express how you feeling. Or I can't really think of how to say it, but I don't. Therapy isn't a bad thing. You don't have to just go there when you feel like you have to. You can go there even when you're feeling good, just to stay in that positive type of setting. Like it's a good thing. I don't really think therapy is anything wrong with therapy. There's nothing bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact of saying therapy isn't just from when you get to rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like therapy could also be the step before, like what Kayla said, the step before you hit rock bottom.
Or throughout.
Right. It's like therapy could be, when people hear therapy, they automatically think, oh yeah, this person's sick in the head, or
it's bad.
stuff like that.
Relationship's about to end.
Like life is gonna end. I think I'm over. Like, but that's not just what therapy is. Like Kayla said, you can go there just for the positive feedback, just to explain, oh, how your day was. If anything throughout the day made you feel even the slightest bit, you can just go straight to your therapist, talk about it. And I feel like therapy could have saved a lot of lives, relationships,
situationships,
everything in life, if people
Yes.
would have just been like, okay, there's more than just, because a lot of, like, again, in the black community, we try to figure stuff out ourselves,
because that's what we were
Because of
taught.
the
Yes.
stigma that therapy means that there's something wrong with you,
right? Like,
and that's not true.
we try to do everything ourselves, and which another reason why when men do this, I'm not saying I understand it, but I'm not saying I condone it, but I understand it, because we were taught to get over it. It's just a phase, or you're a man, toughen up, or
Oh yeah, not allowed to cry.
yeah, like we were taught this is stuff you need to deal with by yourself, or you're gonna go out in the world and you're gonna get knocked down by every single person.
You're growing up, you got to do this, you need to do that. What do you like? As soon as you be like, oh yeah, I think I need therapy. What do you need therapy for? I'm right here. You're not. I can see through you. What are you talking about?
Seriously.
Right.
And I think that like therapy is so helpful because like it's just like such a unbiased like way of thinking, and it's more like from a educational point of view. Like these are people that literally learned about the brain and learned about the past histories of certain things that relate to psychology and stuff like that, that are able to help you progress through your problems and stuff like that, or to help you continue to uplift yourself with the things that you are going through, or the things that you're happy about, or the things that you want to do. I feel like it's also a part of self-care as well to get therapy, because you're taking a step forward to really go like acknowledging my problems, acknowledging that I do need help, you know what I'm saying, because maybe I don't have support, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, I need some extra support, maybe I need it from a a point of view
More
where somebody that doesn't
educated
know
point
me,
of view.
you know what I'm saying, somebody that doesn't know me and also has the credentials to help me, and you know what I'm saying, is a professional at what they're doing and knows what, you know what I'm saying, is best for me.
And doesn't have bias.
Period.
Yeah.
Because going to your parent
They
for
say,
advice.
"Oh yeah, when I was growing up, yeah, they used to smack me."
No, but also it's like, like I said, that's your parent. Sometimes your parent is going to side with you, even though you're in the wrong. Now there are a lot of parents out there who don't do that, and they will put you in your place if you're wrong. Like for instance, my ex, like I went to his like, she basically told me, if you feel like he is abusive, you should just leave. But she didn't correct his behavior. She didn't tell him like, hey, you need to don't do that. No, she was just like, well, if you feel like he's doing that, then maybe you should just leave then. Like she was making it seem like I was like delusional,
Or
Maybe
like
she
you
was
were the
in love with him.
problem.
or like I was a problem. Like, oh, my sweet boy would never. Man,
That's them boy moms that like touching on their kids.
That's probably why he was so spoiled, and he knew he couldn't like do anything without you, and that's why he didn't want you to break up with him, because he probably was raised like that. Like he got everything handed to him, everything was his way, and
but actually, it was quite the opposite.
nothing was handed to him.
No.
It's the mentality. Okay, from the stories I'm
Maybe
getting,
he's just slow.
it's the mentality.
Like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. With him dropping out after like repeating freshman year twice, I wouldn't be surprised.
Honestly, from like everything you have shared with us today, where I got from the situation is honestly he the embodiment of needs therapy. Like, you feel like you're above everyone, but you can't do anything on your own.
This is a real live villain. Like, this is
Like,
Dr.
this is literally
Doofenshmirtz
like
level.
you could literally he's the villain of every like traumatic girl's story. And like with me and Kiki took psychology for our first semester, and I enjoyed this so much because like it really, because I used to
You
sit
need
back
to
and
take
think like
271.
I do need to take it.
You do. It's a good class.
And I sat back, like, again, in my relationship, I sat back, I'm like, okay, why is he acting like this? Like, why is he doing this stuff? And we didn't get, like, we were just on top of the surface in psychology 101, but we learned so much. I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense why people act like this, why people do the things. So I really feel like if people really take the time, psychology is something a lot of people need to get into, because it really explains a lot of the human behavior. Like,
Yeah,
hopefully
you interact with
something-
humans all the time.
And how it works, and how does trauma kind of restructure your way of thinking, and
It
how you
starts
treat
in the home,
others.
y'all. It starts
Hopefully
in the home.
some type of textbook can fix whatever he
Somebody just
got
need to
going.
throw that at his head.
No,
No
seriously.
no textbooks fixing that.
Or
I
maybe
think,
just,
I
like,
think
throw a
he's
fucking
far
bucket of-
damaged. I don't even like. I think therapy really, but he's the type, he don't believe in therapy, so he's permanently stuck like
Well,
that.
just let him be like that, because he need to die like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know anymore. Like,
But the
he
thing
needs
is
to
that,
die.
but the thing is that he's going to continue to harm other women, good women out there who are doing things for themselves, and he is going to try to reverse everything she's got going for her. Like, I couldn't have male friends. He was so insecure of himself and thought that I was gonna just willy-nilly cheat on him because I was a friend with an attractive guy that he found more attractive than him. Like,
Oh,
he was
period, Pooh.
Insecure, like
he was insecure. Like, he was what's the word I'm looking for?
boys.
He was intimidated by other guys that were better looking than him.
he likes boys. That's all I'm hearing. Is because there's no
Maybe that's why
way.
he's so like angry. He takes all his
He just
hate out
doesn't want
on
no one. 'Cause
women.
That's what I'm getting from. And then honestly, dang, I was about to say something about I don't know. Honestly,
And that's probably why he hates gay people.
yes,
He hates. He don't like gay people.
Yeah, he
No,
don't.
he's
I
homophobic,
say homophobic,
transphobic,
he's
he's against he's against abortion. The man is just evil. He needs to be put down.
This
Somebody
is villain
get him.
era.
For real, this is a villain. Like,
I'm
this
ready
is
to put
on
out
some
of
Dr.
here.
But
Doofenshmirtz
this
level.
villain era is going too long. Like, sir, okay.
He was left at birth.
Villain era is in like season 3, 4. They become like some type of anti-hero, some type of stuff. Like, he gotta change because you get too entirely.
No, somebody needs to
I feel
kill
like
him.
he's gonna meet his match one day. That's what happens to people like that. He's gonna meet his match one day. He's gonna realize
Oh
like
no, he gonna meet a woman who gonna really whop him.
Honestly, I feel like with a case like this, and I'm not pushing any type of religion because I like to claim I'm more of like in a religion than religious.
But he's not religious either.
You mean
Yeah,
spiritual?
Yeah, like I feel like you try to intune himself with God.
Man, he don't
honestly.
believe in
No,
God.
seriously. Like,
he is God.
How do
he is God. In his eyes, he is God. There is no God, and he is the only one that is him.
Is this Satan? This is Satan. Like, you blood of Jesus. What is this?
She get the preaching on the mic.
Who is this man? Like,
Bro,
And mind you, his name is Asan. You switch up them words and you add a T. Satan.
Satan. Hey guys, look. And one of my homegirls, she met him because he used to be the president of my skateboarding club, and I was a founder of the club, but that's a whole nother story. You gotta listen to my podcast episodes before and you'll hear all whatever I mentioned about that club. But she met him at our first look fair, and he came an hour late. Mind you, he's the president, but he came an hour late. I was there holding the table. He comes in, I'm talking to her. He butts himself and inserts himself into our conversation. He's like, hey, I'm a son, here's my Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, don't follow her, but follow me because I'm the president. Like, bro, and she took from that one interaction that was like 50 seconds long and was like, and I do not want to interact with that guy.
honestly,
literally.
I put my hand on dudes because I'm a fair believer, like, girls, like, don't put your hands on a dude because you know, like, what they can do. But
so you don't know if he like crazy and he'll like really kill you.
yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I put my hands on, like, stuff like that would make me just want to put my hands on somebody. Because my boyfriend from high school, when we started dating 10th grade, broke up like the beginning of 11th grade year. I remember one time he was trying to get back in a relationship with me, but I was on his phone and I see he was texting some girl, like, some real freaky messages, and I just threw the phone. All I remember is I just threw the phone, and he just kept getting in my face, I just ended up punching him right in his face.
As you should.
And I did it like 3
back
times.
up.
I did it like 3 times to him. Like, this lasted like for like 30 minutes. I just punched him in the face. He kept coming over, punched him in the face, and then one of our old associates.
Maybe you knocked out a couple brain cells the first
Yeah,
time. 'Cause
like,
why would you come back?
Maybe
Like,
one of my old associates, he kept trying to hold me back. I'm like, you're holding me back. He keeps coming in my face, trying to explain something I clearly can see. Like, then you're trying to gaslight me into saying, oh, it's not what it looked.
You're delusional.
I'm looking
You're seeing
dead at the
things.
messages. What do you mean it's not what it looked like? And honestly, I look back at it, I'm like, okay, you can't be like, put your hands on him, Matt, because y'all weren't together. But why are you trying to get back in a relationship with me and you're doing this with other people? Like, men just don't make, like, trying to gaslight me.
I don't even want to get into all that cheating stuff, babe. Please, let's go here.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Much down further in the line. But yeah. Get therapy, y'all. Get therapy.
No, seriously.
Not just for yourself, but if you're in a relationship, get that therapy.
Hell yeah, y'all.
Look, therapy isn't about one person fixing the other. It's about both partners working together to grow and strengthen the relationship. Think of it as a team effort, just like you train for a marathon together or work on a project as a team. In therapy, both partners contribute equally, learning new tools to communicate better, understand each other's perspectives, and resolve conflicts. By approaching therapy as a partnership, you are showing that you value each other's growth and are committed to building a healthier, more resilient bond together. It's about creating a solid foundation that allows both of you to thrive individually and as a couple. If you are unsure about jumping into couples therapy right away, start small. Attend one session together to get a feel for the process, or read a relationship-focused book as a couple. This can help ease any anxiety and give you a chance to discuss what you're both looking from therapy. Start with manageable steps, that allows you to build comfort with the idea and demonstrate that you're both open to learning and growing together. It's a low-pressure way to test the waters and see how therapy could benefit your relationship without feeling overwhelmed. Here are some actionable tips to keep in mind when considering couples therapy. Don't wait for a crisis. Therapy isn't just for when things go wrong, as my guest speakers and I have mentioned before. Seeking help early can prevent issues from escalating and keep your relationship strong. Normalize therapy. Treat therapy as a natural part of self-care and relationship care, just like you would for physical health. And finally, be patient and persistent. When discussing therapy with your partner, approach the conversation calmly and with understanding, and be patient if they are hesitant at first. Keep the lines of communication open and supportive. Now, here are some online resources to help you find a licensed therapist or counselor. If you guys want to get this done, you may, okay? Therapy Den, or therapyden.com. It is a platform that helps connect individuals with therapists who specialize in specific areas, such as couples therapy, LGBTQIA+ friendly professionals, and more. 2. Psychologytoday.com. A comprehensive directory of therapists, counselors, and psychologists. You can filter your search based on location, issues you're facing, and insurance coverage. BetterHelp.com. An online counseling platform offering therapy via text, video, or phone with licensed professionals, great for those looking for flexibility. OpenPathCollective.org, a nonprofit offering affordable therapy for individuals, couples, and families with a focus on accessibility. And finally, TherapistFinder.com. Or TherapistFinder.com, a tool to help you find licensed therapists and counselors near you based on specialty, treatment approaches, and location. These resources provide a range of options to ensure you find the right fit for your therapist's needs. Thank you all for tuning in to Season 2 premiere of Love Unfiltered. It's been such an exciting journey to dive into mental health and relationships. And I'm so glad you guys are here with us this year in 2025. Woo! Yes. All right. Now, healing and growing together as a couple is one of the most transformative things we can experience, and couples therapy can be a wonderful tool to help with that journey. Next week, we'll be unpacking something incredibly important: unpacking trauma, how it shapes our relationships. We'll explore how trauma impacts our connections and how to navigate sensitive topics with your partner. It's going to be a deep, eye-opening conversation, and I can't wait for you to join us. In the meantime, we'd love to hear your thoughts or questions on social media. Share your reflections and don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might find it helpful. Join the conversation by following us on Love Unfiltered on Instagram and everywhere else. Make sure to check out any resources or links mentioned in today's episode's description. They might help you along your journey. Here's to Love Unfiltered and the courage to grow together. See you next week.